A fishing pole.
What's the other thing?
My AR pistol and my handgun.
Alright. Put your hands up for me, bro. Why are you carrying around that?
Because I was just fishing.
With a gun?
Yes, sir. In Florida, we can do this.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I'm letting you know. I'm trying to let you know, while you're engaged in fishing, hunting, and camping, you can do this.
After confirming that Mr. Taylor was armed, the Pinellas County deputy ordered Mr. Taylor to get on the ground until backup arrived.
Alright, do you have any more guns on you?
No, sir. No more. There's no more knives, no more guns, no more.
Stand up.
I can't stand up.
Ready?
Hold on.
We're gonna help you. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, man.
You have illegal smoke on you.
I ain't got no fish on me. Can you guys look up Florida Statute 790.25, Section 3, subsection H, please?
Alright, how am I gonna get all this off you so you can...
Well, you've got handcuffs on me, and once again, if you looked up the statute...
Alright, will you stop for a minute? You have your ID on you?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Well, where would it be?
I don't consent to any of it. What crime did I commit?
Many states, including Florida, have concluded that being in possession of a firearm cannot be the sole justification for police officers to conduct a stop, and merely being in possession of a firearm does not satisfy the reasonable suspicion standard set forth in the Terry v. Ohio case. The 911 caller who reported Mr. Taylor to the authorities specifically stated that Mr. Taylor was fishing and was not displaying his firearms in a threatening manner, which suggests that nothing Mr. Taylor was doing was unlawful.
Yeah, he's fishing. He's wearing a green shirt and some GoPro cameras all over him, and what looks like a pistol on his hip.
Okay. And is he pointing them at anybody or brandishing them at all?
He's just walking around with them. Nope. He's just walking around with them. It's just open carry like that.
Okay. And he's fishing?
He's about to. He just got there. He walked up and down, but talked to a couple people that were fishing there.
My car is somewhere around here, and at this point, I'm about to go back fishing because I am doing something lawful. And if you guys are going to treat me like this, I'm just going to go back to fishing. So, we can. I'm trying to figure this out with reason for you guys, but you guys are treating me like I'm a criminal, like I've done something wrong.
I don't even know who you are yet.
You don't need to know who I am. I'm just a law-abiding citizen that's done nothing wrong.
The deputies placed Mr. Taylor into the back of their patrol vehicle while they continued their investigation. Mr. Taylor managed to get his phone out of his pocket and make a call to his attorney while handcuffed inside the patrol car. Mr. Taylor's attorney then called the Pinellas County Sheriff, who advised the deputies to release Mr. Taylor after having detained him for approximately 20 minutes. In the official incident report filed by Sergeant Panicia, he claimed that Mr. Taylor was only detained for 10 minutes. However, the footage from Mr. Taylor's cameras proved that was incorrect. Sergeant Panicia also claimed that he did not notice the fishing pole in Mr. Taylor's hand, but that is also untrue.
And your name, sir?
Sergeant Panicia. Okay. Where's your car parked?
Somewhere close.
Okay.
I'm letting you know. All you have to do, because I don't, I really don't trust you guys. I just want my belongings back. If we need to set them on the ground over here on the dirt, whatever you got to do. And I will go about my day until I feel comfortable you're not going to harass me after the fact.
We're not going to harass you after the fact. So listen, here's what I would like to do.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we do this safely.
Right.
You have 2 guns over there with you,
Uh-huh.
okay? I'm going to give them back to you.
Okay.
I would prefer to give them back to you unloaded, because I would really hate for me or one of our guys here to get shot.
My goal is not to harm anybody here.
Okay, well, I met you 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Your goal here just responded to me in case he'd be interested in knowing that.
This is my lawyer, like I said.
Yeah, I know,
what did he respond?
He did. That was the sheriff that just called me.
That they're letting you go, Michael.
Perfect. All right, instead of you guys talking to me about this, let's just go ahead and wherever you feel comfortable, by the bathrooms, right over here in the dirt, wherever you feel comfortable about leaving my belongings, I would like my belongings, and I'd like to go about my day. Please.
That's fine. Like I said, I just want to hand it back to you unloaded.
Whatever you got to do, because I'll do whatever I got to do after the fact. I just want my belongings back so I can go about my day.
Mr. Taylor grabbed his belongings, returned to fishing, and was not bothered again. Overall, the Pinellas County deputies get a C- for treating Mr. Taylor as a threat without any indication that he intended to do harm, displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of the open carry exceptions in Florida, and detaining Mr. Taylor under the pretenses of a lawful act. Mr. Taylor gets an A for remaining calm throughout the encounter. Mr. Taylor's demeanor was cooperative but stern, and he did a great job of complying with the deputies while ensuring that his rights were respected.
You need to leave our property, you're trespassing.
What's that?
You need to leave our property, you're trespassing.
You're trespassing?
Yeah.
Can you get your hand off my
No, I
off my
cannot
camera?
get my hand off.
Okay.
Last time I'm going to tell you, you need to leave the
Look, you
property,
need to
you're
get your hands off of my
trespassing.
stuff.
You need to leave the property, you're
You
trespassing.
know what? Then formally trespass me. I'll take a formal trespass.
Okay, all right, that's what
You
walk you
don't
off
know
the
who I am,
property.
huh?
I don't care who you are.
Is this public or private? Is this public property or private? But who's it owned by?
The county.
The county, which is owned by the people.
Trespassing an individual from public property must serve a legitimate governmental interest and must be based on the conduct of the citizen rather than the content of their speech.
Excuse me?
I'm serious. You're gonna have to leave.
Call your supervisor out here, please.
Stop right there.
For
Stop
what?
right there. Stop right there,
For
sir.
what? Look, listen. The stuff may work on the inmates, but it isn't going to work on me. This isn't my first time here.
All right,
What's
sir.
your name and badge number?
Well, we're gonna trespass you. You're on private property.
I am on private property, and the Clark County owns it. The Clark County owns it, right?
Mr. Martinez entered the jail property through an access way that is dedicated to members of the public, and the front door of the facility that he was approaching clearly states that it is a public building. It is highly unlikely that a court would find Mr. Martinez to be guilty of trespassing for recording a building that is clearly marked as intended for public use. And at no point during his time there did Mr. Martinez create a disturbance or prevent the jail from carrying out its routine business. After the two correctional officers enter the jail, Mr. Martinez continues recording and approaches the front entrance of the jailhouse lobby before being confronted by several other correctional officers.
How you doing?
Hey, you need to leave our property, you're trespassing.
What's that?
You need to leave our property, you're trespassing.
You're trespassing?
Yeah.
Can you get your hand off my
No, I
off
cannot
camera?
get my hand off the camera.
How about this? We'll call a field officer out here.
Okay.
And when they get here, I can talk to them.
Last time I'm going to tell you, you need to
Look,
leave the
you need to
property,
get
you're
your hands off of my
trespassing.
stuff.
You need to leave the property, you're
You
trespassing.
know what? Then formally trespass me. I'll take a formal trespass.
Okay, all right, that's what
You
walk
don't
you
know
off
who I
the
am,
property.
huh?
I don't care who you are.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
can't be here.
I've been involved with a couple of federal lawsuits.
That's
so
absolutely wonderful. Has it ever worked out for
get
you?
your hand off of my camera.
Okay, I'm telling you
I
to leave
was
our
nice.
property.
This isn't your property. This is
You
the
need to
people's
leave our property.
Get your hand off my
You need to
camera.
leave our property.
Get your hand off my
You need to
camera.
leave our property.
Call the police out here now.
Well, you
Call
need to
Metro.
go.
Because you're a CO.
You need to go.
You're a CO.
You need
Get
to
your hands off my camera, sir.
All right, did we already call?
Yeah.
Already call patrol?
Call him.
Okay.
Call him.
Turn around, put your hands
Okay.
behind your back.
I'm not doing anything.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
It is important to note that all of the officers involved in this interaction thus far are correctional officers, not patrol officers, and the authority of correctional officers varies from state to state. If Mr. Martinez had committed a crime, then the correctional officers would have been well within their authority to arrest him, but that is not the case, and the correctional officers elect to detain Mr. Martinez until a field officer arrives on the scene.
Right.
Just do me a favor.
I know I'll stay away from
because
the.
that's a safety issue. We'll have to approach you again if you go over toward that area here. But if you're around this area here taking those photos and stuff, you're fine.
Right, publicly accessible areas. I don't feel like going down that ramp anyways, so I'm good. I'm like I said, I wanted to get a picture of the sunset with the flag.
Yeah, no
I
worries.
wanted to just get those things. So, all right.
So I need to ask you, do you still want to file a complaint or anything like that? I can take a complaint if you want to file a complaint.
You know what? I would rather him get the education this way. So if anything, if I do file a complaint, I'll just go online.
Okay.
And I'll file a complaint. But
All
right
right.
now, the adrenaline's still going. My mind's all over the place. So
Understood. But
I don't even know.
wanted to offer that to you, and then we'll have a discussion about the training and all that stuff and make sure that's addressed.
Okay. All right. Hey, thank you.
All right,
Thank
sir.
you.
Have a good
Mr. Martinez was allowed to go free, and the officers left the scene without further incident. Mr. Martinez said later in the video that he was still unsure whether he would file a complaint against Officer Butler, but that he was definitely considering it. Officer Butler and the other correctional officers get an F for violating Mr. Martinez's First Amendment rights, displaying a fundamental misunderstanding of public forums, and for maintaining a hostile and confrontational demeanor throughout the encounter. The correctional officers made no effort to determine whether Mr. Martinez's conduct was legal, and chose to detain him before consulting with a field officer to ensure that a detainment was necessary. Captain Forbus gets an A+ for ordering the correctional officers to release Mr. Martinez, upholding Mr. Martinez's right to record the facility, and maintaining a courteous and professional demeanor throughout the interaction. Mr. Martinez also gets an A+ for exercising his rights peacefully and respectfully, retaining a proper balance between complying with the officers and asserting his constitutional rights, and maintaining a calm and collected demeanor throughout the encounter. Despite what was no doubt infuriating conduct from Officer Butler, Mr. Martinez never became aggressive with the officers, and although he did use some profanity to make his point, he stayed within the bounds of constitutionally protected speech. I commend Mr. Martinez for refusing to allow Officer Butler's conduct to provoke an emotional response, and for engaging in a productive dialogue with Captain Forbes.